Hi, my name is Mesing. Welcome to this presentation on ADT security. ADT security's primary mission statement is to help protect the people and things that you value most. Now we have 5 objectives to help us do that. First, we deter the bad guy with our yard signs. Second, we want to minimize the loss. We do that with our sirens. Third, we want to avoid a confrontation with the bad guy. We do that with the sirens, and we also do that by calling you on your cell phone. Fourth objective is fire and life safety. And we do that by monitoring the smoke detectors and the carbon monoxide detectors 24 hours a day. And our fifth objective, to help us achieve that mission statement of helping you to protect the people and things that you value most. The last one is remote management. And the remote management features will let you arm and disarm your system. If you have cameras at your home, you could see cameras from your smartphone or from other web-enabled devices. So these are the 5 objectives that we're going to use to help achieve our mission statement, which is to help protect the people and things that you value most. And in doing this, hopefully, this is going to help you have a little bit more peace of mind. Now that we've established ADT's primary mission statement, let's figure out why you called us out here today and see if we can put together a personalized solution for you. A range of solutions that we'd have might be additional door and window sensors. It could be monitored smoke, monitored carbon monoxide. We have key fobs to help you turn your system on and off, glass breaks, flood detectors, and remote management features that you can receive text on. Let's talk about what we can do to put together a personalized solution for you that will help you feel better about protecting your home and the things and people that you help protect, the people and things that you value most. Let's see if we can figure that out. Now, the first step we want to do in helping to develop a personal solution for your family, for you and your family, is to do a walk around your house. And the first place we're going to start is outside. Now, what's outside? One thing we want to look at outside is your telephone line coming into the house. I want to see if that's protected. Now, sometimes a lot of the newer homes have the telephone lines and the cable lines running underground. But the telephone companies and the cable companies don't like that, because when the guys come out to work on them, they have to go into your homes. They like them to be outside right at chest height, so they don't have to bend over and hurt their backs, or that they don't have to get up on a ladder. Right there. The problem with that is, if that's where your phone line and your cable line is, and your telephone's connected to that, well, if your burglar alarm is connected to that phone line and someone cuts it, how are we going to know about it? We have a solution for that. 99.9 times out of 100. There's a rare cases where we don't, but most of the times we have a solution for that. So that'll be the first place we're going to check, is outside. And maybe outside also, as we walk around the house, we'll look at things like shrubs. If there's places that the bad guys can get between the shrubs in your house and have cover, maybe those are going to want to be trimmed down a little bit. And just see what we see for vulnerable situations. If there's a tree that goes up to a roof where a bad guy can get on, then maybe we need to protect those windows up there. So that'll be something we want to do, is just to take a walk around the outside first. That'll be our first step in developing our personalized solution for you. And if you happen to be looking for cameras, outside cameras, then we'll spend a little bit more time out there and look at the different angles and see what you wanted to cover and how you wanted to cover things. Is it a situation that we want to have 24-hour surveillance? Or is there just an issue where if someone comes up to the house, we want notification? We have different solutions for that. For the surveillance, we have a surveillance system. Those systems start off at about $2,200. 2 cameras, nighttime vision, 3.0 millimeter lens, with 24 IRs, infrareds for nighttime vision. That's going to give you about 20 yards of vision at nighttime. These situations record 24 hours a day and don't need any maintenance. The other one is part of our pulse system. You can see those cameras on your phone. That situation, those cameras can be set to motion. So if someone walks within 10 yards of your home, activate the camera. And it can send you a text message as well, letting you know that your camera's been turned on. So on the outside, if you're looking for cameras, we'll spend more time out there and see. Also the sun. The direction of the sun can affect the cameras. So we want to protect, maybe position the cameras behind this, how the sun is shining. Otherwise, we may have a few blind spots during the day out of the 24-hour surveillance. This does happen from time to time. Anyway, after we're done from the outside, we're going to head to the inside. Now, on the inside, we want to walk and go through, maybe start in the basement, see how many doors, how many windows we have down there, and we definitely want to protect every door. Here's the thing. 90% of any home intrusion involves the use of a door. Precisely, 48% break in through a door, 42% come in through a window. 42 and 48 is 90. So we have 90%. Now, the 42% that have come in through a window, once they get in there, maybe they're going to go to a door and open up to let their friend in, okay? Or maybe when they're leaving, they're going to go out the door. So just by protecting your 4, 5, 6 doors of your home, we have a 90% protection. And then we begin to add on additional levels of security, which will make that higher, such as the motion detectors that come standard with every package, every home security package that we offer. A motion detector comes with that. The motion detectors are designed to be put in the most valuable, to help protect the most valuable room of your home. Usually it's your master bedroom, because in your master bedroom, there's 3 things that the bad guy wants. 1, ladies, he wants your jewelry. 2, they want your money. And 3, weapons. And those are the 3 things that the bad guys think they're in the master bedroom. Whether they are or not, this is what the bad guys think. So what we do is we place a motion detector in the hallway or on a stairway towards an area that goes towards the master bedroom. So that if someone were to come in an unprotected window, they're going to start to go to that master bedroom area, motion detector is going to get them. So that's the idea of a motion detector on the inside. But we do want to go to every room and see for upstairs, can a bad guy get to a roof if there's there? Okay? Is there a tree nearby where he can climb up? No roofs here, no way to get up. Maybe we don't need to protect those windows that are up 14 feet high. The bad guys usually aren't carrying ladders. Now, along that line, if you have a ladder laying in your backyard, I'm going to ask you to move that to a garage, or to a basement or somewhere, because we don't want the bad guy to put the ladder up and climb in, right? Another safety feature. So that's a good portion of what we'll do. We'll take a walk all around your house and try to figure out the best way to give you the security, and also look at what the budget is, because definitely the more items that we add on, it does drive the installation budget up. We can talk more about that a little bit later. All right, now let's talk a little bit about budget. There's 2 aspects to budgeting. There's the installation cost, and then there's also the monthly monitoring cost, the items that we're going to monitor on a monthly basis. Let's first talk about the installation. That's actually putting the equipment in your home. Installation can range anywhere from $0 to $299 and up. A $0 install, I can do 2 doors, a motion detector, a keypad, a control panel, and a siren. I can do that installation for $0. As we add on to that, if we wanted to add on 2 smokes and a carbon monoxide detector, bump it up to $299. Then you'd have the doors, the motion detector, the keypad, the control panel, the siren, 2 smokes, a carbon, and even add an indoor camera on. I could do that for $2.99. We can move up from there to go up to $19.99 real quickly just by adding a digital video recorder that has a watermark, all the cabling to go with it, 2 outdoor cameras, again, 3.6 millimeter lens, which gives you a 45-degree angle viewing, 24 hours for nighttime vision. Boom, $19.99. Let's work on see where your budget is and what we can provide for you at that installation. Now, the other part is the monthly monitoring. We have 3 different levels for the monthly monitoring. The first level is kind of like our basic traditional level. And for the 30s, it's going to cover your monitoring for the burglar alarm and QSP, Quality Service Plan, which is very important. This means with our quality service plan, if something goes wrong with anything that we've installed, we come out for no charge. And I just spoke with someone the other day that was with another company. 6 months, one of his contacts fell out. He had to call the company to come out to fix it. They charged him for the part and they charged him for the tech time. Now with ADT, that QSP that's included in our programs, they're going to come out. There'll be no truck charge, no tech charge, and no parts charge if they have to put a new part in. Whether it's a motion detector or a DVR, a camera, it doesn't matter. The QSP is very important. So at the basic level for the traditional, and the traditional is going to use the keypad only, that will be at the 30s and the 40s. Now the 40s level, it gives more protection. Besides the burglar alarm and the QSP, we're going to add smoke, and then we're also going to add smoke, carbon monoxide, and the cell guard unit. The cell guard unit is what keeps you connected to ADT if your phone line is cut. And like we discussed, most of the phone lines are on the outside of the house at a very vulnerable position. So if the bad guy goes out there and cuts that phone line, your alarm system will still work, even if they cut the power line, because there's a 48-hour backup battery to make that alarm still work. But if they cut that phone line and we don't have the cell guard unit attached to it, the alarm would go off when they open the door, but ADT won't know about it. That's why my minimum package that I recommend is at $47.99 to include the cell guard unit, to include the smoke. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about smoke after this budgeting section. So the 30s, the 40s, which would include the cell guard. The 50s includes the pulse. And the pulse is the remote management features, including video. So if you wanted video, you're going to be at that, in the 50s range. And so that's pretty much it for budgeting. 30s, 40s, 50s. But again, the lower the level, the less protection. At that bottom level, we don't even have smoke protection in the 30s. And to me, what you're going to see next, that's probably one of the most important things that I think we do. Anyway, that's pretty much it for budgeting for right now. All right. Now we're going to talk about smoke protection. This is probably my favorite topic. And as we go on, you're going to see why. First off, we've probably watched and seen the news. I'm just going to give you like an example here. And we're in the greater Pittsburgh area. Let's say there was a fire in Butler, and then 3 people died in the fire. And they died from smoke inhalation. Okay, there was a fire in Pittsburgh. 2 people died, and they died from smoke inhalation. There was a fire in Waynesburg. There was a fire in Morgantown, and 3 people died, and they died from smoke inhalation. The point is, it's always smoke inhalation. What's up with that? I was speaking with the lady the other day and talking about this, and she said, I always wondered about that because I feel like being burned is the worst thing. And I was glad. And she goes, I'm not glad, but they died from smoke inhalation and not being burned. And if you think about it, what do you hear when you see on the news? What do we always hear? It's they died from smoke inhalation. Why does that happen? I'm going to explain it to you right now. This is a smoke detector from ADT. Do you notice this cap here? that extends from the bottom. Of course, it's mounted like this from the ceiling, but this cap that's here, most smoke detectors that you have in your home don't have this cap on it. This cap right here detects a smoldering fire. This, the other part of this here detects the heat type of a fire, which is what you have in your home. This is usually an ionization or heat sensor. This part is called a photoelectric. Now, one thing about this is, there was a note out from the National Fire Association, not the Borough of Pittsburgh or the Borough of Philadelphia, the National Fire Association. Their data stated that from 1912, that 3 out of 4 home fires started as a smoldering fire. That data is from 2012. It's 2.5 years old. It's not real old data. It's pretty current data. So that most fires these days are starting as smoldering fires. Now, a smoldering fire will not set off a traditional smoke detector. The traditional smoke detector up here in this portion, most of these are ionization smoke detectors. This ionization smoke detector has a layer of radium in there. And if you look at the back of the smoke detector, you'll see a skull and crossbones. Say there's radioactive material in there. Now, let's say that smoke detector's been up there for 1 year. There's a year of dust on that, okay? Let's say it 2 years. 2 years of dust. Okay, let's say 5 years, 10 years, 10 years of dust. Now here comes a hot particle flying over to that and lands on that. And it's supposed to go off like at 121 degrees. But we've got 6 layers of dust on there. 6 years of dust, rather. Maybe it doesn't go off. You know? Now also, but the more of the key point is, a smoldering fire, the particles that are floating up there aren't hot. And there is a video on YouTube. And if you go to youtube.com and type in aquarium test, AQUARIUM, aquarium test, there'll be a picture of an aquarium there, like this, okay, a 30-gallon aquarium tank, and a guy in a red shirt. And what he does is he creates a smoldering fire. He gets the aquarium, and no water in it, of course, puts in there a piece of foam rubber and gets a soldering iron, sticks it into the foam rubber, and what happens? It does not burn. It does not burn. It begins to smolder. So he's got a smoldering smoke going on, simulating what the National Fire Association said, a smoldering fire. He's got that smoldering fire, that smoking in there. He gets a carbon monoxide, puts it in there, and gets an ionization smoke detector, like the one that's in your home. Puts it in a tank and covers it up. And the whole tank fills up with smoke. You can see, go to youtube.com and type in aquarium test. You'll see an aquarium that's filled up with smoke. There's no water in it. It's filled with smoke, but the smoke detector's not going off. Now, after 8 minutes being in there, the carbon monoxide detector goes off. Whoa, this is deadly now. And just like the customer that I spoke with 2 days ago, 30 years ago, there was a fire at his friend's house, and the 2 young men died at the window. They were just getting ready to get out the window. The window wasn't open, and they died right in front of the window from the carbon monoxide, the poisonous gases that were in there. He said they found them both right in front of the closed windows. So the carbon monoxide goes off after 8 minutes. Then a smoke detector in there, he's waiting. He time lapses this for 30 minutes. The smoke detector never goes off. This is the ionization smoke detector, the one that's in your home right now. Now, he pulls the smoke detector out, pushes the button, says, it works, but it never went off in that tank. Then he takes that smoke detector, puts it on the wall, and he's got a toaster here. He pushes that toaster down. 2.5 minutes it goes off. Works fine with that heat. But with that smoldering fire, it never went off. Then the guy takes a photoelectric smoke detector, puts it in that fish tank and covers it up. 5 seconds it goes off. Not 15 seconds, not 50 seconds. Not 5 minutes. 5 seconds. The photoelectric goes off in that smoldering fire. This is the one you want to have at your home. This is one you want both. Because if If the photoelectric were in your kitchen and your kitchen caught on fire, the photoelectric is going to have a hard time going off. It's the reverse of the ionization. That's why we have both at ADT. We have both solutions there. So this thing here, regardless of what you do with ADT, whether you add ADT smoke detectors or you don't with ADT, you definitely want to add a photoelectric smoke detector to your home. They're available in the hardware store anywhere from $20 to $50. But you want to add this to your home. And you need both. It's not one or the other, you need both. So this is the one that you want to add. This will save people's lives. I was speaking in Beaver Falls, an area outside of Pittsburgh, and the mayor was there, and the police chief was there, and at a crime watch meeting with about 25 residents. And I was talking about this toxic smoke. And the Mayor Quay says, "Excuse me, I want to say something. What Bo's saying about this toxic smoke, it's really true." He goes, "But here's what I want to say." This is the Mayor Quay in Beaver Falls. He says, "You may wake up in the middle of the night and smell smoke. You may wake up. But smoke will never wake you up. The smoke will never wake you up." That's why we want to have this. That's why we see on the news, they died from smoke inhalation. They died from smoke inhalation. They're not waking up. They're not waking up. This is what we want to add to our homes. Do it with ADT. We monitor your home 24 hours a day. Here's another reason of why you might want ADT to have an ADT smoke detector. One, for most of us, our home is our biggest investment we're ever going to make in our lifetime. So let's protect our investment while we're away from home. Because the best way to fight any fire, whether the fire's in the basement, whether the fire's in the kitchen, or whether the fire's upstairs, the best way to fight any fire is early detection. And early detection, that's what the ADT, because as soon as it's detected, we're going to call the fire department. Then we're going to call you and say, "Hey, the fire department's on the way." Now, your home, you can say, "Well, I'll wait till my neighbors find out about it." Well, by the time your neighbors have seen it, your home's already been burning for 45 minutes to an hour. And by that time, most of the damage is already done. Let's stop it. Let's nip it in the bud. We'll monitor it 24 hours a day. Now, here's another thing. For you pet owners, you ever think about that? Unless you have a pet door. Now, again, I've been doing this with ADT for over 3 years. And in 3 years, I visit 2 to 3 homes 5 or 6 days a week. I've only had 3 customers that have doggy doors for their pets. Only 3. So if a fire were to start, your dogs and cats, no matter how smart they are, they're not going to be able to press 911. So this is another reason of why to have this monitored smoke detector that can protect your pets while you're not there. And on both levels, the smoke and also the carbon monoxide. The pets aren't as big as us. When that carbon monoxide goes off, you got a couple hours to get out of the house. But if you're gone all day or for the weekend, the pets aren't as big as us. They're not going to be able to stand that carbon monoxide poisoning. We can take care of that for you. And again, that's at the $47, at the $42 level. We've got the smoke and we've got the carbon monoxide monitoring covered at that level there. And so I think that's, pretty much what I wanted to cover on the on the smoke. And we call them smoke communicators. That's because they communicate back to our command stations. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the command stations and maybe a little bit more about why you might want to have ADT as your security solution provider. Thanks very much for taking this minute. Oh, I've got 2 more things on fire. I'm sorry. Just a couple more things on fire real quick. One is to have a fire plan. Now, the fire plan, to me, it doesn't have to be real big and everything. The main thing for me in a fire plan is to have a meeting place outside. Here's why. Let's say there's 2 children there. One child's in the basement with the father, and one child's with the mother upstairs in the kitchen, and the fire breaks out. The mom goes out the kitchen, the dad goes out the basement. They're on opposite ends of the house. they're outside there, and they say, okay, let's go find mommy, let's go find daddy. And they go around the house to the front, to the back. They don't see mommy or daddy. They said, let's go back to the front. Don't see mommy or daddy. Daddy says, child, wait here. I have to go in the house and get your mother and your brother. A meeting place can save a life. Usually it's just out front of the house, but wherever, just have a meeting place. You know, at the dinner table, just say, hey, you know, we talked about this before, but that meeting place out front, that meeting place by the garage, that meeting place out back, just confirm that meeting place. And now another thing too, on a fire situation, if you're in the upstairs, if you don't have a tree to get down or, you know, a fire escape of some sort, if you have a drop down there that's to concrete, you might want to like look at either a bull rope and put some knots in it, or a fire ladder that hooks on and goes down. But you know, if your drop's 20 feet, you know, 15, 20 feet, and you're going into concrete, that's going to be tough. So a bull rope or a fire ladder might be a very good solution to have for that. And I think that's pretty much it for fire safety for right now. But again, the photoelectric portion of these smoke detectors, you know, will wake you up in the middle of the night and not let you sleep through the smoke. Because like Mayor Quay said, smoke will not wake you up. Smoke will not. Any other questions, I'd be glad to talk more about fire. So thank you very much. And our next section, we're going to talk a little bit about, again, why you want to choose ADT as your security provider. All right. Well, in closing here, I just want to thank you for your time. And this closing section will be about why you might want to pick ADT security as your provider. First off, ADT's been in business for over 140 years. 140 years. ADT. Here we go. Our name includes the initial for the highest technology of 1874. What was the highest technology from 1874? Watch this. American District Telegraph. That's how long we've been around. It's like sick. We've been around a long time. American District Telegraph. Been in business since 1874. Now, we do have 6 command centers in North America, and these command centers, are backup to each other. A few years ago, the federal government asked everybody to evacuate out of the Jacksonville area. So we closed the Jacksonville office where thousands of people work. We closed that office so the people could go evacuate their family. Now, but the other 5 centers backed up. Didn't miss a call, didn't miss a beat with anything that happened in southeastern U.S. So that's one of the reasons, just that we have that backup plan. We do, we don't have one command center. We have 6 command centers in North America. I want to talk a little bit about the sizing too. When I first came to work at ADT, it was funny. They said, well, we're the largest company. We own 25% of the national market. Well, I'm thinking, you own 25%, that's big, but there's probably 2 other companies that own like 22 and 23%, and everybody's fighting. Who's the largest? Who's the largest? Watch this. This is something. We own 25%. ADT owns 25% of the current market for the North America. Guess a percentage of our closest competitor, and guess low. And I'll tell you what it is. It's 4%. Less than 4% is the number 2 company. The number 3 company is less than 2%. So this is it. I mean, ADT is the oldest, and we are the best. Let's look at this in terms of cars. Here's what I like to say. We're the Rolls-Royce at the Chevy price. Now, a new Rolls-Royce is $250,000. You get a new Chevy, a nice Chevy, for $25,000. And can you get a car for less than $25,000? Absolutely you can. You can go out and get a new car for $10,000, $12,000, $13,000. But will it be as nice as that Chevy? Here's the thing though. Again, we're the Rolls Royce at the Chevy price. Is that $10,000 car going to look like a Rolls Royce? That's who we are. We are the Rolls Royce at the Chevy price. Thank you again for listening to this presentation. Again, I'm Bo Mesing with ADT Security, signing out.